Good morning, students. I hope you all are staying fit, fine, and being safe. This is the part 4 of the chapter The Rise of Nationalism in Europe. We have already covered the two subparts of the chapter. The first subpart talks about the French Revolution and the idea of nation. We have also covered the second subpart of the chapter that talks about the making of nationalism in Europe. This was what we covered in the last class. We discussed that there were different kingdoms in Europe and how did the spirit of national unity came up. We understood what does national unity mean, and we also talked about the conservatism that spread the importance of tradition and refused change. We discussed how monarchy came back to France, which further led to the rise of revolutionaries and secret societies. Today, we are going to discuss the third subpart of the chapter that talks about the age of revolutions during the period 1830 to 1848. When the conservative people tried to assert their power. Now, by conservative people, we mean here mainly the European powers of Britain, Russia, Austria, and Prussia, who brought back monarchy into France. These people tried to assert their power, and because of that, there was the rise of middle classes people who led to increasing revolutions. We can see here the three main revolutions that took place. It all started with the July Revolution in 1830. The July Revolution started in France, where the king of the Bourbon dynasty was overthrown by the liberal revolutionaries, and there was an installed constitutional monarchy with Louis Philippe as the head. By constitutional monarchy, we mean monarchy where the king is ruling but he rules under some written guidelines. That means there he will have minimal powers, right? So, this July Revolution in France led to revolutions in several parts of Europe. The second we talk about was the Brussels Revolution. This is not discussed in detail much in your book. So, all that we need to know about Brussels Revolution is that it led to Belgium breaking away from the United Kingdom of Netherlands, an event that mobilized nationalist feeling among the educated elite across Europe was the Greek War of Independence. That means this Greek War of Independence was the third revolution that took place during such a short span of time in Europe. This had its special significance because Greece had been a part of the Ottoman Empire since the 15th century. Now that's a long time, okay? The growth of revolutionary nationalism in all parts of Europe that led to a spirit of nationalism among the Greek, which began in 1821. The nationalists in Greece got support from the other Greeks, for example, the Western European people and all those who sympathized with the Greece people. So there was a war, a struggle against the Muslim empire. And finally, the Treaty of Constantinople on 1832 recognized Greece as an independent nation. So these were the three revolutions mainly that took place. People had different ways to do their revolutions. The poet and artist at that time believed that culture, language, folk dances, folk songs, and also poetry can play a major role in developing spirit of nationalism among the people. This led to a new culture of romanticism. Romanticism was basically a cultural movement in which people developed a particular form of nationalist sentiment. The philosophers such as Gottfried Herder. Now, the philosopher's name become important here because they played a major role in bringing romanticism and a spirit of nationalist feeling. The philosophers such as Gottfried Herder claimed that true German culture was to be discovered among the common people by the help of folk songs, folk poetry, and dances that will bring the true spirit of a nation. This was mainly done to carry the message of nationalism to those who were mostly illiterate. Another example is of Karol Karspinski. He celebrated the national struggle through his operas and music. Language too played an important role in developing nationalist sentiment. For example, the use of Polish language came to be seen as a symbol of struggle against the Russian dominance. So by this class we see that there were different kind of people who had different ways to revolt and to bring the spirit of nationalism among them. The further will be discussed in the next classes. For now, there is an assignment or a home activity given to you which you will have to complete before we meet next. You can do this home assignment in the sheets or also in the notebooks if you have. Okay students, that will be all for the day. Have a nice day. Thank you.